Hey everyone, it's me, back again. Hello. I wanted to give you another kidney update, and not just another one. I promised one about a week ago, and things have just continued to happen, and so I wanted to make sure that I have all the information to be able to give you a big update. As you can see, I'm in a hotel, and I'm in Atlanta. This was originally going to be the time where I went for my all-day testing to see if I was healthy enough to donate. My wife has a conference down here, and so I tagged along, and it just happens that the donation hospital's here. Well, a few weeks back, I got a call from my recipient, and she said that she was matched with the person in front of me. It actually wasn't quite matched. It was a swap program, so 4 people, they all bring a donor to the table, and then they kind of shuffle around who gets whose kidneys. And so that was great. And so I told her that I would still be interested in donating to someone else in need, and I was waiting to hear back from the hospital. And it took me a while to hear back from the hospital. Well, in the meantime, I heard from the recipient's husband and the recipient herself that they knew someone at work who needed a kidney. And it was someone that was within the husband's network at work, and while they are in Georgia, the other person is in Mississippi. And apparently this woman's husband got through to the process of getting the pre-op and everything, and they found out that the recipient, there just were some health issues and couldn't donate. And so he's been on dialysis for a few years, is my understanding, and now he is just kind of desperate in need of a kidney. And so they asked if I would be willing to donate, and I said absolutely. So I called up their transplant coordinator and started the process with them. And I literally just got a call today that some great news. So all my levels that I had tested with before were good for them. As I continue to lose weight, that's good, and so I'm good on that end. And so now we move on to a very important step called the cross-match test. Like, again, I'm learning more and more about this, and so this is where they basically put our bloods together and figure out if the antigens and antibodies and whatnot in that person's body will attack mine, or if mine will attack theirs, and vice versa. And so this is a really important step. So they're FedExing that to me, and we're going to have to do that. I guess we got to go into our respective testing sites on the same day, and that's the next step there. It's really interesting though. So my potential new recipient is a African American man, and I did some research because my wife brought up the fact that wondering if that was going to be an issue with our blood types and whatnot. And sure enough, it is. It doesn't mean that it can't happen. It just means that usually people find matches within their own race because of genetic markers. The genetic markers are just easier to match up race to race. But here's what was really interesting. I found out that within the African American community, it has the lowest numbers of kidney donation and recipient. And I was reading a Johns Hopkins study that was saying that that's twofold, is because there is a larger distrust of the medical community within the African American community, and two, because of socioeconomic issues, that African Americans tend to have more of the disqualifying factors like high blood pressure, kidney stones, diabetes, and those type of things. So a lot of African Americans don't get kidneys when they need them and end up being on dialysis or passing away from renal failure. And so that just broke my heart. I come from a family that has some mixed race in it. My niece is African American, and so it just was heartbreaking to think that there are just so many people out there that need a kidney and can't or don't get one. And so it really confirmed the fact that I want to do this. I've become now what's called an altruistic donor. And so now the next step is figuring out if our stuff matches up. If that doesn't happen, I am then also simultaneously going through the National Kidney Registry to try to be matched with maybe someone that's closer to me in the Dallas area. Again, the person I'm being tested for now is in the New Orleans area, and so I'd still have to fly and then drive back if it all happens and goes well there, but I hope it does. That's the big update. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I know I've been getting messages and stuff from people saying, what's the update, and I didn't want to give one too soon because there were still all these moving parts and whatnot. Another cool thing though, being in Atlanta, and this is where I was going to donate in the first place, my original donor was still in the hospital because she was still recovering from her transplant. And so I had the cool opportunity to go up and see her, meet her family for the first time because I'd never met them. So I met her for the first time. I met her husband. I met her daughter. I met her son-in-law. And we had a great time connecting and laughing and really getting to know each other. So that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I actually got a little teary-eyed when I walked in for the first time, just seeing her healthy. And there were some complications afterwards, but she's doing well. And to hear them continue to thank me when I didn't do anything, and that was humbling. And so I just hope that I get a chance to do it for someone else and can see the smile on that person's face like I saw on Candy's face when I walked in there, not even having donated. So I will continue to do these. Hopefully there'll be more updates to do. Again, there was a little break in there because originally I was approved to go on to the next step, and that next step was going to take a month. And then, towards the end of that is when I found out that my kidney wasn't needed for my recipient. And so now we start the process, not completely over because a lot of the tests that I did are now going to be able to be used for future potential donors, and so I'm excited about that. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I'm excited to bring you along on the journey. Please sign up to be a organ and tissue donor. Check the box on the back of your license, or maybe you're thinking after watching these that you want to potentially donate a kidney or liver or whatnot. That would be just absolutely amazing. I can't put into words really seeing the smile on Candy's face again when I walked in there, and to know that someone out there decided to kind of give life and to make that smile possible is really awesome. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.